bit. There's been some rumors or some, speculations that perhaps one of the reasons why Kwankwaso decided to visit Wike today in the state is because he might be looking for other alternatives, in getting a running mate, maybe not going through with the merger between himself and Peter Obi. And those are speculations. But from the look of things, do you think those speculations could hold water?
You know, the truth is, when there's an issue, when there's a problem in a house, people try to take advantage of the situation. Currently, Wike in the PDP is uncertain. No one knows because he hasn't said anything. And so people are trying to take advantage of the privilege that, okay, you've been jilted twice and it didn't work out. You tried to go for the presidency and according to him, he was played out of it. The vice
dumped the People's Democratic Party, PDP, setting injustice. Now, Orubebe, in his letter to the PDP chairman, said the main opposition party was not ready to reclaim power from the All Progressive Congress, APC, in the 2023 general elections. What he meant by that, we don't know yet. But again, Wike lost the presidential primary of the PDP to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who also ignored him in his choice of the vice presidential candidate and picked Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa instead. He has been holding a series of meetings with top politicians in Port Harcourt very recently. On the same day, Wike received the Senate Minority Leader Philip Aduda in Port Harcourt. Now, Aduda led the leadership of the PDP in the Senate to meet with Wike 2 days after he was nominated as Minority Leader to replace the former Eyinaya Abaribe, who defected from the PDP. Now, there are lots of defections going on right now. Of course, the election is just by the corner. And the Senate, some of the Senate elders, basically, of the PDP decided to visit Wike as well today. And, my challenge, basically, is the silence of Wike. We want to hear him talk. We want to see, we want to be able to get a picture, just like he usually does. Every now and then, Wike is a very vocal person, just like you rightly mentioned earlier on. But this time, being quiet for us is disturbing because we know our governor. Yes, he's our governor. We are in River State. We know our governor. He's a vocal person, and now being quiet. For me, it's a thing that tingles. It tingles. So, but again, all of the visitations now, PDP Senate elders have come to visit him. What exactly is going on in your own perspective?
You know that after the selection of Okowa, Atiku set up a committee to come appease Wike and the aggrieved PDP factions that are supporting him. And this is coming because Wike hasn't said anything. And the fact that he kept talking, he was very vocal. They kept using it against him, like they said, this man that keeps talking like this. So he's probably trying to protect a whole lot. We don't know that. But he's trying to keep his pace so that he probably looks at the trends. Wike is a good politician. So he needs to observe things and know what next move to take. And then for the committee, the Senate committee that came to meet him, we know that Atiku set up a committee whose members we still don't know yet. Because of the kind of tax they've been assigned to appease Wike. So they've sort of concealed the membership of the committee. So this might just be one of those who are part of the committee trying to get to see if Wike can probably
say
come.
something.
Because right now, Atiku needs someone that will work with him towards 2023 victory. And so if the house is divided, even the scripture says a house that is divided cannot stand. So if the house is divided, going to 2023 with a divided house is already a problem, let alone going to the ballot. You get. So he has to do whatever he can. I think that's just one of the strategies to try to talk Wike into being at peace and working together with Atiku for victory come 2023.
But again, setting up a committee to go appease him, is there speculation? Is there something wrong that Atiku would have done to Wike, or not picking him is an offense on his own side?
Well, we don't know.
That's
the truth. We really don't know.
That.
According to a report I saw, Atiku had gone to visit him at his residence before the official announcement of the vice presidential candidate. Yes, but Wike had already left. And so, but the truth is, these guys are already in a game they've had meetings before. Why not call him? I mean, if you feel there's something you need to talk to him about it, why not call him? I think setting up a committee is I don't want to say it's an abuse, but it's not necessary, because this is someone, yes, this is someone you can just call and say, okay, guy, this is a game now, you know, so let's just work together for the interest of the party. The interest of the party is actually supreme, like they say. And so it's just calling him. Sending a committee means that probably there's something huge behind that we really do not know. But we just know that it will definitely unfold with time.
Definitely, it has to unfold with time, because just like you mentioned, setting up a committee entails that there is something huge that we do not know about. But again, I think we'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll delve into the conversation of NAPTIP, which is the human trafficking in Nigeria increasing. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, said internal trafficking was on the rise. We're going to talk about this when we come back from this break. Don't go nowhere.
Campaigns. What really makes an election year? Enough of the rhetorics. It's time for issue-based politics. 2023 elections. Who are the candidates? What do you know about them? Take a seat, relax, and join us for the 2023 elections on Atlantic Television Network, StarTimes, DTH, Channel 194, or ATN Live on Google Play Store and all our social media platforms. Twitter is at Atlantic TV Net. Facebook and YouTube is at Atlantic Television Network. On Instagram is at Atlantic TV Network. Elections 2023 from Mondays to Fridays at 8 p.m. Election 2023. We the people have a stake.
From the lines across the oceans, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions.
Welcome back, and of course this is ATN's Press Roundtable. Before we went on that break, we were talking about they've gone to visit him and the governor has been silent. All of the meetings they've had has been done on closed doors, and the very essence of those meetings have not been revealed yet. Human trafficking in Nigeria increasing. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, said the internal trafficking was under Aziri Azi spoke on Thursday in Benin at a meeting with stakeholders and partners in Edo. The DG said 83% of trafficking happened within states and communities, while 12% account for trans-border trafficking, simply because the media spotlight on people in Italy and all that, we think we have more of trans-border trafficking. No internal trafficking is happening before our eyes, according to what NAFTIP is saying. Domestic servitude is a crisis. India declared human trafficking a national crisis that affects every state. Waziri Aziz added that it is now done online via fake jobs, advertorials, and fake scholarships. She said traffickers lure their victims with offers with Dubai, India, and Cyprus as the tending destinations. These are some of the things that they lure their victims to. They come to tell them, we are taking you to a particular country, we are taking you to Dubai, we are taking you to Cyprus, we are taking you to India. In the country right now, lots of persons want to move out of the country. People want to travel. In our local parlance, we say people want to jaunt. They want to leave Nigeria in search of the greener pasture. And this has been one of the means that lots of traffickers have been using to get their victims, making promises to them that, hey, we can take you to Dubai, we'll get a job for you over there in this particular countries, and then this person's coming with so much trust for them. Because sometimes people that are doing this as well could be friends, relatives, people that to a level, and then someone connects you to another person, and then you are wanting to make that particular movement. But again, before I get the reaction of Anita Barry here in the studio, that has been in the studio with me rather, I have another of my guests who just came in to join us, a broadcast journalist who's been in the industry for quite a long time too, Mr. Kevin Negia. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming through. Situation in this city right now is not so good, but again, you could make it. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. Now talking about the NAPTIP case, where we have human trafficking, on the rise in Nigeria, and we've seen some of the victims being lured with the promises that we can give you a better life outside the country. We have lots of young people who want to leave the country right now, some of them with the very reason that things are not really working so well as it should in our country, Nigeria, and therefore they want to take alternative routes to go make some things good for themselves. But again, trafficking has been going on. Lots of persons have traveled and they don't get to come back. What do you make of that assertion, sir?
Well, I think the major factor in making people to migrate are economic. And then when you look at the situation in the country, the economy is not good, and the situation generally is insecurity. And those are the primary needs of a human being.
Yeah.
So when the environment is not good, you don't have security, the political climate is not conducive. What do? You look for greener pastures somewhere. Yeah. And from what we have seen over the years, we have seen women being lured to even Northern African countries like Libya, Algeria, and all that, and where they end up being exploited.
Yeah.
So it is a responsibility which I will always throw back to the government. Create that that environment where people can at least subsist to feed themselves, and to make a living. That will also reduce the issue of migration and being exploited outside.
True. Now, Anita, you've also seen, our guest Kevin says, women got into all of these, and of course, you're a woman. Let's have a perspective from the from the woman angle.
Well, he's very correct, but I'd like to look at the economic part of it, and that is a major reason we keep hearing issues of trafficking in the country. Now, you realize that most families today are trying to make ends meet, and they have, especially the ones that have more children than what they can take care of. And so most times they tend to give out for helps, and in the course of giving out for helps, you don't know what a child is going through over there. You keep hearing stories of maltreatment. Okay, look at the child in Lagos, in Abuja, was ill-treated because she peed on the bed. That little girl. Now, there was another of 2 girls that were taken to Ghana in the name of trying to help them. What did they would take them there for? For prostitution. I mean, these are families who meet people like someone comes to your family, I can help your children, because they've already seen that you cannot take care of those children.
Yeah.
So once you cannot be able to take care of the children, you're bound to give them out for help. And in the bit of trying to get help from this, you end up giving your children out for trafficking without even knowing it. And so that's for me, that's the foundation of this trafficking. I know we have the ones that hand over their children personally to others in trust, thinking that these people are going to help them. And then at the end of the day, you hear that your child is being taken to some place for some reasons, maybe for rituals or maybe for prostitutions and some other factors that when you hear, your ear just keeps tingling. And you ask yourself, what is actually going on? So I think if families can live within their ambits, yes, we understand the economy is not fine, and then no family should add to it. It's not fine already. Don't add more pressure to yourself. Do what you can deal with so that you have children that you can raise and raise them well.
And it's a good thing that there are lots of sensitization going on right now as regards childbearing, birth control and all that, that individuals could actually know that this is the number of children I can take care of based on the fact that this is even Nigeria's minimum wage, 30,000 naira. Of NAPTIV is saying, did you describe the trafficking to be $150 billion criminal enterprise and the second transnational organized crime after drug trafficking. Now, this is $150 billion enterprise. It is a whooping sum. It is good money that these guys make on the yearly basis. That is to say that they are thriving in a way.
It's a big business.
It is a big business.
Okay, let's look at it this way. Locally, there is child trafficking. Internationally, there is.
Yeah.
Locally, let's look at these women that harbor girls and then what do they call them? I don't know. Harbor girls. Police. I think there was a place police raided about 2 weeks ago, either in Imo or Anambra, where some girls were kept in a place. You know, these homes are usually disguised as charity homes. They are placed and kept there, fed, and then they get impregnated, by a man or men. They pick, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they sell these babies out.
Wow.
Baby factories. That's another aspect of human trafficking, and it is blossoming internally as within the country. It is blossoming. You see a lot of things happening. People will come from abroad to buy these babies. People come from abroad to adopt some of these babies. Now, internationally, we have a situation where, people come and say they are looking for greener pastures, and they will provide jobs for them. They lure them with this, economic, factor.
Yeah.
When you go over there, the money you will make will be enough for your family. You can equally send money home and all that. And those are the, so it is a big economy, both internally and externally. But unfortunately, my worry is the agency is like it is not. And then the other accomplice to this issue is the security.
Yeah.
How alert or proactive is our police? I read one story where a woman was accusing a woman who bought baby from her business, and then she had to come in. They are trying.
That's FIDA.
University here. FIDA is
handling
very
that.
Proactive about reacts, and they take some of these issues to the court to make sure that the family of such victims get
justice. Yeah.
So it is the economy is the bottom line. If the economy a little bit, just like she said, some families will be able to provide for themselves. They will not give out their young girls for house helps.
Yeah.
They will not give out their young sons.
Yeah.
Now, the recent case we just had now, since yesterday, it has been online. It has been this Ekwemado thing.
Yeah.
That one, I don't know how to describe it. To tell you the level of, depth.
That one is still under investigation, though.
It is obviously under investigation, but it has given us a glimpse of what is really happening. If such a caliber of person can be involved in this, you can imagine what has been happening. It is got to the minimum level. I know that the economy is not stable, it's not good, it's not friendly. But then